So, getting to the root cause of your insomnia can be a very frustrating process because there are so many different factors at play. And I find that most of us, including myself, when I was suffering from sleepless nights, focus on our behaviors as well as our mental state. Now, I'm not saying that it's wrong to focus on those two things. It's really important that you demonstrate good sleep hygiene, that you're keeping your stress levels in check. But it's not the only thing. Your physical health also needs to be optimized in order to sleep well. And if you're having issues falling asleep or staying asleep, that is a big red flag that there is also a physical imbalance or deficiency going on. So today I want to talk to you about a physical imbalance that can be contributing to your lack of sleep, and that is your metabolic rate. So I'm sure by now you've heard of people having either a slow metabolism or a fast metabolism. And we talk about your metabolism. What we're talking about is the rate in which your body uses energy. And most of us think of having a fast metabolism as being a good thing. And yeah, it can have its advantages when it comes to weight loss. However, having a fast metabolism can wreak havoc on your sleep just as much as having a slow metabolism can. And I'm going to talk about that in a bit. What we really want to achieve when it comes to our metabolism is to be balanced. Like anything with our physical body, balance is key. The reason why metabolism is so important when it comes to your sleep is because it dictates how your body retains magnesium. And if you remember from a past blog, magnesium is key when it comes to sleep. It's one of the main minerals that helps our brain and our bodies to relax so that we can get good rest. So if you're a fast oxidizer, your body tends to burn through magnesium at a very quick rate. Whereas if you're a slow oxidizer, your body tends to dump magnesium into the soft tissue. Now, both of these things aren't good when it comes to our sleep because to begin with, the majority of us, it's estimated that 75% of us aren't meeting the recommended daily requirement of magnesium to begin with. And as I mentioned before, magnesium is one of the key minerals when it comes to your sleep. So if you're supplementing with magnesium right now and you find that it's not having an impact on your sleep, that's because you're not addressing the mineral imbalances that can be caused by your oxidation rate, because minerals are synergistic and they work together. So I'm going to get into this next. So by now you're probably wondering, how do I determine what my metabolic rate is? Well, it's a very simple test that you can take. It's called the hair tissue mineral analysis. And I order this for all of my clients. And what it is you take a hair sample and they analyze the amount of minerals in your hair. And don't worry, if you don't have a lot of scalp hair, we can use other hair. I've had to do that plenty with my clients, but it's a very, very simple test and it gives us a wealth of information. In addition to your mineral status, it also will tell us if your body's holding on to toxic metals. And if your body's holding on to heavy metals, this can also impact your sleep. And I'm going to get into this in more detail in a future blog, but just a sneak preview. The reason why this can impact your sleep is because it causes inflammation. And whenever there's inflammation, our body is going to produce excessive amounts of cortisol, the alert hormone. And by balancing your minerals, you're actually going to help your body to release some of these toxic metals. When I'm reading a hair tissue mineral analysis for one of my clients, my focus is on the first four main minerals, and those are calcium, magnesium, sodium, and potassium. Magnesium and calcium are very important because they're calming minerals, whereas sodium and potassium are very stimulating minerals. They're also solvents, which is very important when it comes to your body's ability to use magnesium and calcium appropriately. The vast majority of my clients are slow oxidizers. They typically have a very slow adrenal and thyroid activity rate. And as a result, their body tends to retain less sodium and potassium, which is not a good thing when it comes to magnesium, because that means that their body isn't going to hold on to magnesium and use it for rest and relaxation. Instead, their body tends to dump magnesium into the soft tissue like the hair, which is why on a report, what I'll see for a slow oxidizer is that their sodium and potassium are really low, and then their magnesium and calcium is really high. Now, that doesn't mean that they have a high rate of calcium and magnesium. It means that their body isn't using it appropriately because their sodium and potassium is low. So in clients like this, what I do is I tend to support those 4 main minerals. My clients with a slow oxidation rate typically suffer from type 2 insomnia, which means that they have an easy time falling asleep. They just can't stay asleep. In addition, they tend to present depression, brain fog, and ruminating thoughts. Some causes of slow oxidation would be dietary, such as a low-fat diet, chronic emotional stress, as well as heavy metals. So now let's talk about those fast oxidizers. I have worked with a small percentage of clients who are fast oxidizers. And the reason this wreaks havoc on their sleep is because their adrenals and their thyroid, they're both very, very fast. And they tend to retain potassium and sodium, those solvents. So as a result, they're just burning through magnesium at a very, very fast rate. So what I'll see on a report is that their sodium and potassium is very, very high, and then their calcium and magnesium is really, really low. So some symptoms of fast oxidation would be having a type A personality, panic attacks, lots of anxiety, an inability to turn off your mind. So when it comes to your metabolism and sleep, the key is balance. And that's what I work on with my clients, is to balance their minerals through supplements as well as dietary changes. If you're interested in learning more about the HTMA as well as the other functional lab tests that I run for my clients, you can schedule a complimentary discovery call on my website, Kelly Murray Adult Sleep.